passion, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Shout out everybody in the building. Tonight is a special night. I call this the OG night. You know what I mean? That's what we calling this tonight. OG night. I have somebody special on, somebody who I have so much respect for, somebody who all of you guys know. First of all, you know, he's been doing this thing in Vikings community. And it's an honor to have him on tonight. We've been working on this for a minute now, and he got time for me today. You know, so we're going to talk some Minnesota Vikings football, as y'all know. Make sure you stay vocal in the chat, get active, hit the like button. Make sure you go over there and subscribe if you haven't already, which I'm sure most of you have. But just in case, their name is in the title, just click the title, Vikings First and SKOL, and I will also pin it at the top of the chat here in a minute. But without further ado, let's get the goat on. Luft, what's good, man?
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing good. Great to see you. Great to see you. Hope everything's good with you. And man, happy to have you on tonight.
Hey, it was a beautiful day today down in St. Louis. We were in the low 70s. The sun was out. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Nice. Low 70s in St. Louis, huh? So how was that? Like, this is before we get into Vikings talk, I just got to ask you, how was that transition from Austin to St. Louis? I mean, that is a huge weather difference, I would think, right?
It's a ginormous weather difference.
Yeah.
The transition has gone well. The house is beautiful. It's a little different. I miss Austin. Austin had its own charms.
Yeah.
Now, the summer heat was a bit of a bear, but hey, it was still nice to sit out and see a high school stadium mile or so away and hear the band practice in the morning and hear the Friday night lights, see them from my back patio. It was a nice place. But I'm here. I'm closer to family, which is good, and it's nice.
And Austin also is it's a very artsy city. You know, I know Austin's really big with the music scene. I know they throw a big festival that I've actually been part of when I was doing music, South by Southwest, which also is for art, just art in general. It's not really just the music festival. I mean, they do movies, painting, everything out there. So man, Austin's known to be a very artsy city, which fits you. Look at that backdrop, you know? I mean, that fits you, man, you know? So to where St. Louis, it's like, I don't know too much about St. Louis. I guess it's nice too.
Hey, it's home of Anheuser-Busch, and
there you go.
There's tons of stuff to do in St. Louis, but yes, it doesn't have as big an art scene.
Yeah,
pardon me, but it's a cool place to live.
Yeah. Nice. So, you know, this is the OG night here. And with that being said, I got to shout out to the hat I have on. If anybody notices, man, you know, the Norse Force hat. Shout out our guy, Darth Norse in the chat. Y'all know, everybody knows Norsepius. You know, he sent me this. Shout out to him. Thank you so much. This hat is official. So fire. Love it. And I had to wear it tonight for the OG show. You know, I'm like, hey, look, Norse may not be on tonight, but there's another OG on, so I got to represent it the right way. You know, it was only right to do it like that. So shout out Norsepius. Yeah, man, love that dude, man. You know what I mean? They don't make many like him. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's a rare breed, for sure. Shout out everybody. Kyron, Mr. I Want to Mock, Angelo, I see you. Who we got in the building, Luft? We got a lot of people in the building tonight. They heard you was
beautiful Saint Miss Mary.
Let's go.
Chevy's in here. Real Sir D is in here. Gary.
Papa Gary.
My man.
Yes, Sodak.
My brother.
Let's go, man. Hey, well, we appreciate everybody. Y'all make sure y'all get active in the chat. Me and Luft are going to get into these topics. We're going to have a great conversation. I already know it. And you know, we're not going to be paying attention to the chat as much, but stay active in there. We'll be peeping in and as we talk about these topics, because we do want to hear what you guys think about these topics. I think they're going to be ones that you will want to get involved with as far as the conversation goes. So without further ado, you know, let's get into the first one. I made a graphic here, and I want to talk about Kwesi. And The question is, did he set us back? You know, I seen this. So, Luff, I seen this swirling around the internet. I think it was 2 days ago where I looked and somebody was saying there was a post about Kwesi, and then there was like 3 fans underneath the post that said, "Who cares? He set this franchise back 10 years." You know, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, 10 years. I don't know, 10 years, but I mean, we probably could make an argument that he set us back somewhat. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Well, question is, did he set us back, or are we still at normal?
Yeah.
Normal being we can't produce a Super Bowl winning team. That is the question. And I see Tony Bell's in the chat as well.
Shout out T-Bell.
Tony knows a lot of what happens behind the scenes.
Yep.
And I have a question about what happens behind the scenes, and hopefully we'll find out. Even with the combine coming up, I want to hear from Rob Brzezinski. Is he going to talk first off? And I want to hear from Kevin O'Connell, because he's going to have questions about what happened. And hopefully we get an idea of where he's planning on going with free agency and the draft. But did he set us back? Yes. And the fact that he had so many draft misses, and not all of them are his fault. The death of Kyrie Jackson was unfortunate, but the lack of top 100 draft picks, the lack of draft picks that actually hit and became quality players. There are some, without a doubt. The best one is Will the Thrill Reichard. But did he set us back? Yes, in the fact that we don't have that young developmental depth that a lot of teams have. Now, was he great at free agency? He brought in a ton of people. Most of them worked out. Not all of them, but most of them worked out pretty good. So, did he change anything? Well, like I said, we've been trying to get to the Super Bowl for forever. It's been 50 years? 76. Yeah, 50 years since we were there. And we have yet to win one. So, did it change anything? Hopefully it changes stuff for the future.
Yeah.
By him being let go. So, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out more as it goes. So I guess too, another way to ask it would be like, okay, if you say, because I think we both agree that, we're set back at some capacity. But like, with that being said, what does that really mean? Like, okay, does it mean, hey, it might take us 2 years to replenish the roster? Because that's where I'm at with it, Luff. Because I believe, like you mentioned, we didn't really hit on the depth players that we need, like players that we drafted in 2022, 23 that should be flourishing now. And every player isn't going to flourish. We understand that. Like, I mean, that's just not reality. Okay. There's a small percentage of players that actually turn in. What's the average lifespan of an NFL player? Was it 4 years, I believe?
Oh, no, it's not even that. It's
not even 4. It's like 2 years. So like, yeah, I mean, the odds are against it anyways. But again, there is a way to get it right. And we see it across the league. And I think now, so if it's 2 years, I'm going to say maybe 2 years is where I'll be at then. If you're looking at that as the average, as far as the life expectancy of a player's career, I would say 2 years is where I feel like we're set back. Yeah, because we got it like this draft. It starts with this draft, and then the 2027 draft to really get back to, okay, if this player goes down, we got some depth there, or we got a couple players we drafted in this 2026 draft that are making impacts in 2027.
Okay, who's doing the drafting?
Ooh, that's a good question. So here's my theory. I believe that it's Kevin O'Connell's going to draft offensive players, as he's going to, have his staff. I feel like O'Connell and Brian Flores have each their own individual staff. All the defensive coaches are under, it's an umbrella. All the defensive coaches are under B-Flow. All the offensive coaches, obviously, under Kevin O'Connell. They have their meetings. where they talk about which direction they want to go as far as the offense in totality. Same thing with the defense, and then B-Flow and KO come together and talk about it, right? So I think they're going to be the ones actually making the picks, is my opinion. That's the only way it can be. I mean, what do you think? I mean, because I don't see any other way that it can be. Rob ain't picking, he's not.
Who settles the ties? Is it going to be KOC saying, I'm head coach, we're going offense, I want this guy?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Brian Flores says, well, I want to go defense, and this guy has a bigger upside.
Yeah. So, I mean, so for me, what I would think, this is what I would think. I would think that they would have that hashed out. And I know the board can fall different ways. They can go into it saying, hey, we're going to do offense first and then defense next. It could, but then yet the draft starts to take part. And then you're like, well, damn, hold up. This player, we didn't expect this. So now we may have to go switch it up. So I would guess that they would go into it with a plan of, hey, we need to address this position first. We know this position is a need. This happens to be a defensive player. So B-Flow, you're getting the first round pick, and then second round, there's a wide receiver or whatever, KO. I would hope that they go into it with some type of plan already in place to where who's going to pick first and second and do it however they're going to do it, and not wait until the night of and just think that, all right, we flipping a coin, what we doing here? Like, hopefully that's how it works. But I do believe, obviously, Kevin O'Connell will have the ultimate say-so if it comes down to it.
Tony Bell thinks Rob Brzezinski does.
Ooh, you think Rob Brzezinski got the final say-so? He's not a football guy. And if it is that way, Love, how do you feel about that? Because my opinion is he shouldn't have the final say-so. Who is he?
Well, he's obviously our money guy for 27 years. He's good at what he does, and he stepped in last year and did some GMing when Kwesi wasn't available or didn't agree with the move, i.e. Adam Thielen. Now, people think, well, that was a horrible trade. Yeah, it was. But it was great for PR and what it provided that first few games. That was fine. To use Tyler's favorite word, fine. I can't say
it was fine.
But a lot of people in the front office aren't football guys.
Right.
They don't come up through the coaching ranks or come up through the scouting ranks. That's where your traditional GM comes from, coaching or scouting. Most of the people in the front office are, well, even if you want to talk football, analytic types, but they're also your PR, your HR, your health and wellness, all that sort of stuff are part of the front office makeup. And the head of front office guys got to be able to manage those guys. Now, generally, people that have football experience become GMs, and then they have the final say. Does it always work? No. Look at Ryan Grigson when he was with Indianapolis. He did horribly. He couldn't draft an old lineman to save his backside. Now, Ryan Grigson's still in place as the assistant GM. Is he going to have more influence this time? I hope not. Just me personally. But it's interesting to see. Could Rob Brzezinski take the job once we're done with the draft and they officially start the search? Sure, it could happen. Will he? Does he want it? I don't know. And if he does take the job, is he going to keep the power structure the same? I recall this is triangle of authority. Only this time it's with Brzezinski, KOC, and B-Flow.
Yeah.
But do we keep that set up?
So this goes to let me just bring this graphic up because we're about to get into it. There, continue on.
Well, or are we hiring a real GM? And then what changes after that? Now, obviously, if the season goes down the tubes, KOC gets fired, will probably look for a new head coach. The new GM will want to bring in his head coach. He'll then probably dive into the draft, and we'll be selecting a new quarterback, which in 2027 is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But we just don't know. And that's what's got me fascinated about this offseason. We just don't know. We're in an unknown position. I don't think we've ever been this, at least that I can remember.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Now, for hiring a GM, we just talked about it. It's going to happen after the draft. Is it going to be a pro forma deal? Yes, we check the boxes. Rob Brzezinski's the guy.
Yeah.
Possibly. Or are we going outside and looking at guys like Ray Agnew, Detroit Lions assistant GM? I don't know. Detroit Lions have drafted some good players over the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Ed Dodds, Indianapolis Colts assistant GM. We're going to get him. He's got a scouting background. He's been successful at the draft for the most part.
Yeah.
He's been a finalist for GMs in multiple jobs. There's John McKay out of the Rams.
I was going to say, that's the name I was thinking of. I seen that name floating around. Yep.
He's the assistant GM. And you know, if KOC's still here, KOC's going to be, hey, buddy. Yeah, come on. Bring on John McKay.
Yeah.
If Rob Brzezinski wants to go back to just managing the numbers. There's Andy Weidel, Pittsburgh Steelers. Who knows? I even heard a rumor today it might be Mike Tomlin.
I seen that too, Mike Tomlin. That would be crazy.
It would be.
That would be crazy.
And then, of course, the favorite on the list, one of the favorites, is George Patton.
Yeah.
Payton, I don't want him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally. Too much Spielman.
Yeah, I mean, so I was talking about this the other day, where first of all, I'm with Queen Mary, and we talked about this. I want a football GM. First of all, I want to start there. Like, I want a guy who is known to at least have some type of football background to him, whether that's scouting or whatever. All I'm saying is I want to avoid the analytical and the accountant, the money type guys. I just want to avoid that if we can. And that's why I don't believe in Rob. I don't think they should even give him a signal that he could possibly be that guy. Now, here's the catch though, Luft. I talked about this the other night. I'm okay with running it how it's running. Like, I'm totally fine with why it's not a cookie cutter league. And shout out, damn, who said that on the show, man? Who'd I have on that said that, man? It was a great take. It's not a cookie cutter league. Why is it? It's not against the law. Like, why do we have to go out and get a GM? The question is, are we hiring a real GM? And I meant to say this year, obviously, like before the draft, after the draft, whatever. And I don't think you need to run and do it. Like, honestly, I'm okay with letting, like we talked about earlier, Brian Flores, Kevin O'Connell, let them pick the players in the draft, let them build the team out. And Rob is there for security, just to make sure that the books don't get overwhelmed as far as the finances go. Because B-Flow and Kevin O'Connell shouldn't have to think about that. So, and then we brought that other guy in. What was it? Greg Smith. You know what I mean? Greg Smith to help as well with that. These are accountants in my book. These are accountants. So, and that's good. They're there for that. That's where I believe. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but you got to remember, a GM also does things other than directly related
to picking players and
to what happens on the field.
Right.
They're doing the logistics, planning trips. They're making sure everything's running correctly, making sure the building's operating properly, all that sort of stuff. You need some sort of manager can be that sort of guy.
True.
To make sure everything works. Now, whether they're in charge of personnel, that's a different story. You don't have to have that. KOC could possibly be the guy. He, He was with the
So you're pretty
Patriots.
much saying, Luft, you can have a GM, but still give the power to the coaches to build the team.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as the personnel.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of teams call it president of operations, and we have a president of ops, but it could be just all the other stuff.
Yeah.
It could be the building manager type. If you ever worked in a factory, the building manager is a huge, powerful role because he's got to keep the factory going.
Right.
Everything maintained, everything working properly, and all this other stuff. Does he manage what gets produced there? No, he's just making sure everything works properly and as smoothly so that the decision makers can say, hey, I want to make a run of this much steel for this building. And he can go, all right, well, we're capable. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I'm with it. I still feel like I want to stay where we're at now. All right. Well, let Rob run the building. All right. I'm there. That's where I'm at. Let Rob run the building right now. Whoever need to run the building. I want to see Kevin O'Connell. I want to see Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores pick the players this year in the draft in 2027. I want to see it. I want to see it because this is going to, first of all, it's going to tell us a lot about what happened with even Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. I mean, I think it's going to tell us a good story that we can talk about, and it'll paint the picture that we've all been wondering what that picture looks like. I think we'll be able to see it now if we allow them to pick the players.
I agree. Now, when the Wilfs took over, they set up the triangle of authority.
Yeah.
Right. Fran Foley. It was Childress, Brad Childress, and it was, who was the third one? I'm trying to remember. When Fran got fired, Spielman took over. But there was, it was Brzezinski.
Okay.
Now, Brzezinski was obviously younger back then.
Yeah.
The idea of you've got to have it set up a specific way,
yeah,
I believe is not the case. You do not have to. And what the Wilfs did is they tried something different. Well, the different thing failed. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
They found that out after Chile got fired or was fired because he was incompetent. But does it mean it won't work in the future? Oh, it's possible it could. And this version of the triangle of authority could work. Now, they said they wanted to go the traditional structure.
Yeah.
The GM, head coach reports to the GM, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Now, did they learn because they tried something different with Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah? They tried, hey, let's think outside the box. We'll go with an analytics guy. One with a Wall Street background, one that knows numbers and believes strongly in what analytics are telling us. We're going to play Moneyball or whatever the approach was.
Yeah.
It failed, obviously. Kwesi got fired. But was the idea of going outside the box when staying inside the box still hasn't produced a Super Bowl? Is going outside the box the wrong thing? Not necessarily. But I like that they've experimented very much so. Now, if they come back and they feel that, we need to get more traditional, well, we'll live with that as Vikings fans. We've lived with it every way it's been tried so far. So, but I like the fact that they think outside the box. And that,
you put it in perspective. I didn't think about it like that. But so what was Rick Spielman? Was Rick Spielman considered a football guy? Like, was he? Yeah, he was his background.
Yeah, he was a player in college and didn't make the pros, or I don't think he did.
Okay,
his brother obviously did, and he came up as a scout.
Okay, because he loved a 7th round, boy. I'll tell you that.
His whole idea of more dart throws, the better chance of getting somebody that actually sticks.
Yeah.
Versus somebody that says, well, you're costing quality at the top end because to get more dart throws at the bottom. And there's a give and take for that. What's the chance of a 7th rounder becoming an all-pro versus a 1st rounder becoming an all-pro?
Yeah.
It's more likely the 1st rounder is.
Yeah.
The 7th rounder is lucky if he makes the team.
Right.
But it's a philosophical difference.
Yeah.
Kwesi obviously believed in, I want to go quality.
Yeah.
He traded away second round draft picks for players that were already established. He knew what they would give us.
Mm-hmm.
And then he took that sacrifice and went with fewer players in the draft. And it failed.
Yeah.
Just like Spielman's, other than 2015, for the most part, failed.
Yeah.
He only got 1 or 2 guys per draft. And if you get 2 guys per draft that become Pro Bowlers, that's great. But you're expecting guys that with your first 3 rounds to make the teams and make a difference. Now, whether they're Pro Bowlers or not, that's a different story.
Right.
You expect rounds 4 through 7 to be developmental and special teamers. Now, if they go beyond that and contribute on a majority basis, that's great. You're making money off that.
We should be able to build something.
Yeah, I agree. And let's see what happens. And then hopefully it carries over into 2027. We'll have a good draft this year and a good draft next year. And then we're king in the North again.
Yeah. So just to end this topic off really quick, hiring a real GM. Do you think we should hire a real GM? And if so, when do you think it should be done?
Oh, I think for the most likely to work, because it's the traditional way.
Yeah.
Tradition for a reason is because it has worked at other places, is a traditional GM. When do I think it'll happen? Probably within a month after the draft.
Oh, so you think it's coming this year? Like we're not starting the season without a guy.
No, it will. They'll start the search after the draft. It's going to happen after the draft.
It's happening. Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it. Regardless of how I feel, that I want the team to stay how it is. Just let Rob run the books over there and take care of the building maintenance. The Wills don't care. They're bringing in somebody. But I'm excited you put it into perspective, Luft, tonight, that I wasn't really looking at it like that when you're talking about, I think as GM, I think a lot of us fans probably get caught in that where all we think about is you pick this player in the draft. Right. You don't think about the travel. You don't think about setting up all the meetings with the players, making sure that all these meetings are good, making sure. I mean, I'm sure the list is pretty long, and that's why they get paid good money.
Equipment guy has all the equipment he needs. And there's plenty of new face masks and whatever stickers put on and all that stuff. There's tons of stuff that goes into running an organization.
Yeah. See, and I'm glad you put it like that now, because now, I mean, you got to carry a lot of skills to be a good GM. It isn't just about, pulling the trigger on that player in the first round or trading that draft pick. And, that's kind of, I'm sure a lot of Vikings fans get caught into that, including myself, thinking when you think about GM, that's kind of all you think about is the draft, really. Like, for real, that's kind of where you're at with it as a fan. You're just like, shit. Hey, I don't care. I don't care if he made sure everybody got on the bus last night. Who did he pick in the second round? That's a bus. That's the bus I'm worried about. I ain't worried about the team bus, So
that's the most important portion of his job.
Yeah.
Is because that's the front facing portion.
Yeah. Yeah.
To being able to manage and hire the right person that handles family affairs for the players.
Right.
Is an important position, right? They got to keep the wives and the families happy. Yeah. But who manages that person? It's the GM.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that was a good topic. Now, this next topic that we're going to talk about is obviously a topic that is super sticky across Vikings Nation. There's been a lot of conversation ever since he got on this team. Y'all know where I'm going with it. But let's get into it, man. Still believe in JJ. Do we still believe in JJ? I mean, this is crazy. Like, when you talk about when you sit back and you talk about going from the golden child, everybody believing, everybody excited, because I'll tell you, before the season started, you couldn't tell me that every single Vikings fan was at least on board at some capacity with number 9. At least saying, boy, I'm so glad. I can't wait till the season starts. I'm ready to see this kid play. I think he's going to be good. This, that, and the third. And then now we're here today on February 18th. And this has to be the most hated kid that I've ever witnessed. I mean, this guy not only is getting dumped on by national media, but he's getting dumped on by his own fans. And some can make the argument, Luft, that he's getting dumped on by his own teammates at some points here. You know, so like, I mean, yo, what is going on? First we can just answer the simple question, do you still believe? And then we'll obviously get into some details on some other stuff.
People ask me, do I believe in JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Without a doubt, I believe in JJ McCarthy. The kid has showed us he's got the talent. He's got the arm. He's got, obviously, the winning factor.
Yeah.
He did win more games when he played them than he lost. Now, does he need improvement? Oh, yes, he does.
Yeah.
He didn't play as well as I'd wanted him to. Was he getting better towards the end? Yes, he was. Now, I don't buy off, well, Dave, those last 4 games were like playing preseason games. No, I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, wrong. They weren't playing NFL games end of the season. Yeah. Yes, there were some backups in there, but they were the backups, not the 3rd or 4th stringers in the preseason.
Hold on now. What team was he playing backups? Are you just talking about like your standard injuries because it's the
standard late in the injuries? They were resting players like Green Bay.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah,
and FTP always.
Yeah, FTP. That's a fact. Let's go. Love know what time it is.
But they were all saying, you played our scrubs.
Yeah.
But hey, you're trying to win a game just as well as everybody else is. And he obviously did enough to help the team win. Now, obviously, the defense did its fair share or more than fair share. And we'd like the offense to grow on its share. That's a KOC thing, but it will happen. Now, it depends how can he improve in the offseason? Yeah. Is the question. Can he work on his footwork? Because that was an issue.
Yeah.
Can he get with that famous coach that trained a whole bunch of quarterbacks? And I'm thinking of the Buffalo Bills quarterback, Josh Allen, to square away his throws so he's more on target.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, as Tom Brady said, have the tip up and it floats.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I remember that game. Yeah, when he was talking about it.
Can he do that this offseason? I hope so. Can he work on his strengthening and conditioning? And by that, I mean, can he become less injury prone?
Yeah.
Now, Tyler's convinced he brings it on himself. I'm not so sure. Well, Tyler said, well, he was throwing the ball and his hand hit the helmet. Well, yeah, but that's something almost every quarterback encounters. It's not him throwing his hand at the helmet like he's throwing a punch.
Right. I mean, you can more blame that on the guard for getting pushed back that far. You know, he shouldn't have been back that far, right? Or the tackle.
When he got tackled out of bounds and it pulled the high ankle sprain, well, he could have gone out of bounds. Well, he's got guy with an attitude that goes for the extra. He goes for the extra yardage. He goes for the win.
Yeah.
I'd prefer that and take the occasional injury. And injuries you're not necessarily injury prone necessarily unless your name is Davenport.
Yeah. I know, right?
Late. They're going to bring him back. Anyways.
They're going to bring him back.
Yeah. I did my NC show today. But he's injury prone until he's not.
Right.
This may be just 2 years, and then he can go 10 years without a scratch.
Exactly.
Do I believe he can still be our guy? Yes, I do. Now, The question is, do we need to bring in a better backup? I don't think Wentz was it. They had to dumb down the playbook for Wentz. And that's the latest controversy with JJ is they took out all the intermediate passes. Or took out some of the intermediate passes.
Yeah. Of course they got to blow it up, Luft, because it's JJ McCarthy, you know.
Right. They were simplifying the playbook. Well, have you seen KOC's full playbook? I'll bet it's like 350 pages.
Yeah.
I'll bet it's huge. Now, do they only run out of 12 formations? Yeah. 12 different ones, and then they have 50 different variations off of each play. But KOC was finally learning, and he talked about he learned to adjust his play style. Now, KOC always wants to go for the explosive play.
Yep.
Without a doubt. That's his philosophy. His philosophy is proven to work. It scores more points. The more points you score, generally, the more wins you get. The more wins you get, the better chance of going far in the playoffs you have. It works.
Yeah.
Now, pair that with a great defense, and everything should be wonderful. Well, he's got to get that offense to that point. He has not yet done that. I think his best offense finished like 15th overall. There was times when it was in the top 10, but it never got higher than that. Whereas B-Flow's defense has been freaking rocking.
Yeah, for sure.
But the philosophy is good. Now, did he learn to adjust to his players? He's always been good at adjusting to the backups. He adjusted with Wentz. He adjusted with what's his name? Space guy.
Oh, Dobbs.
Dobbs.
The Dobster knot.
Yes.
How you forget about that, Luft? The Dobster knot. Come on.
Getting old and brain cells going. But
was it called? Hold on. Wait a minute. Was it the Dobson knot, or am I thinking of something? Did I even get that right? I don't even know. The pastor knot. Holy, I got it right. I don't know where I was going with that. The Dobster knot. I mean, hey, it sounds good. Why not?
Well, but I mean, he does well at adjusting to backup QBs, but he wants his QB to be able to run his system fully.
Yeah.
Well, he's learning that he can't do that with a young JJ McCarthy because JJ McCarthy isn't ready. JJ McCarthy's only going to be 23 this year. He's still the second youngest quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
And it takes time for young guys to step in and be good. Look at Caleb Williams. He's better this year, but is he good? Some people will say yes. He was the number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
Look at, and this is what he's going into his 3rd season.
Yep.
You have Drake May. Is Drake May good? He made the Super Bowl. Well, a lot of that was good.
A lot of that was the competition they played, man. I seen them talk about the quarterbacks they played.
Right.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Now there were some defenses though that he did play, and they played well. I mean, he played well. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah.
But he was a 1st-round draft pick. It normally takes players time to develop, even quarterbacks. You don't get anybody straight off the get-go.
Yeah.
Stroud, Houston, there was an abnormal thing. He had a great rookie season.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about trading him.
I know. And guess what? Guess what team's on the list?
The Vikings.
Yeah. Who would have thought? You know, holy shit.
You got to remember, over half the league is quote quarterback needy. We fall into that category because JJ played him relatively miserably last year.
So real quick, Luff, like, you know, people say that, right? People are saying like JJ played, you know, miserable and horrible. Not saying that that's what you're saying, but like, you know, you got people that go over the top with it. It's one thing to say, hey, the kid had some struggles, but the kid also had some bright spots. I mean, let's just call it for what it is, you know, and to me, I'm like, yo, this is his first year playing in the NFL technically. I know that it's his second year as far as being on the route, but this is his first year actually playing. You would look at this as his rookie year because this is the first time where he's out there on the field actually playing starting defenses, not preseason. And when you look at that, it's like, did he look bad sometimes? Yes, but he looked good a lot of times too when he was in the rhythm. I don't understand why now, because we've seen, and the reason why I'm so frustrated with it.
Numbers.
Yeah, because we've seen this with so many other quarterbacks that turned out to be damn near great. You know, we can go down a list of guys that if these said teams would have given up on these quarterbacks, they would have made a really bad mistake. You know, and it's like, yeah, Josh Allen is one of them. Peyton Manning. I mean, these are guys that you look at and you're like, and yes, some can say, well, those are outliers, Rap and Luft, you know, that barely happened. It doesn't matter. It happens.
True.
You know what I mean? It happened. I don't care. Like because this is the thing, when you go and you look at some really bad quarterbacks, right? Like we've all witnessed bad quarterbacks, and you watch them and you watch the season highlight and you're like, yo, like, this isn't just about him being a rookie. This is about this guy just isn't good. You know,
right?
When you watch JJ McCarthy, that's not what you walk away saying. You have to be honest. Like when you watch him, you don't just walk away saying, yo, that kid just isn't good. That kid is just garbage. There's no way you can do that. I mean, unless you're just a JJ hater, bro, and you just don't want to see the kid shine. I get it, because again, I was like that with Kirk Cousins. I mean, he could throw 450 yards and I'll say, hey, I don't care. He looked ass today. Like straight, I don't care. There was nothing, because once you get into that mind frame and you'll just talk yourself into it where you just don't want to buy into the facts anymore. You just don't like the play. This is what it is. I just can't walk away from it, Love, saying that we should give up on JJ McCarthy.
Oh, I don't think we should.
He had an average season as a rookie. It don't make no sense.
I don't think we should at all. Now, like I was saying earlier, do we bring in competition in the fact of a veteran QB2 that can back him up if need be, or start if need be? Yes, we do. Do you think we're going to bring in somebody that will take over the starting job from him, though?
Yeah.
And who on the free agent list or who on your trade dream sheet could that be?
Oh, well, let's pull it up. Let's get into it. Best options. You know, let's get it. Say no more. Let's get into it. Now, I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Luff. Go ahead. I'll let you.
The highest delusional dream is Joe Burrow. Trade,
yes,
3 first rounders plus and get Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Now I'm hearing where Joe Burrow doesn't want to come to Minnesota, but okay. But that would be an instant. He's the starter. There's no doubt. He's a top 5 quarterback when he stays healthy.
Yeah.
That would be a definite, well, sorry, JJ, you're going to walk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But after that, who?
Yeah. So you know where I'm at with it, Luff. Like my guy that I'm starting to really, really like, real quick before we get into that. Shout out Jackson with the 499. Appreciate you, brother, on that 499. He said, number 9 is young, not ready to give up on him yet. I think he is going to ball out next year. Let's go. Shout out Jackson, man. Appreciate you, brother. Now, the real question too, Jackson, is he even going to get an opportunity to ball out? I mean, that's kind of where we're at with it right now. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, that's the vibes.
Well, that's the question we're at right now.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, we want him to, but is he even going to get the chance to? I don't know.
That's the question. Who's the best option?
So for me, this is my option. This is my favorite. I'm starting to like the Kyler Murray. I'm buying into the Kyler Murray hype. I like him. I think, you know, I know you're not a fan, Love. And I know there's money involved too. This is another thing. I know it gets tricky. Now,
I'm not worried about the money. That's something that Brez needs to worry about.
Yeah. So because I was reading up on something today, and there's a way where if they cut him, right? Like say they don't get any trade candidates due to the fact of teams are not going to buy into it because of the money that's owed, teams might just say, well, then we're out. You keep him, which will then force the hand of the Arizona Cardinals to just release him. Mm-hmm. Now, if they do that, like then Right, like Russell Wilson. Now we can enter the race, right? Now we're there. We're knocking on the door, calling his agent. All right, now we can talk. That, if that's the case, then I'm with it because then, or if the Arizona Cardinals are willing to take the majority of his cap hit or whatever the case may be, his guaranteed contract, then shoot, we could do that. But like other than that,
they've got the all paid guarantees they've got.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I like Kyler Murray, man. I think Kyler Murray, this is why I like him. I think he's good enough he's right under that, to me, he's right under that superstar threshold where he can be a star. I think if you get him in the right situation with the right weapons, all through high school, it's almost the same talk as we talked about with JJ. Hey, all through high school and college, he's just been a winner. Bro, go look back at Kyler Murray. I know it's been a minute, but go look what he did in high school in Texas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Playing some of the best high schools in the nation. He was dominant as a little guy. He's little, but he's doing his thing. And then he went to college and did the same thing, right? So I'm not questioning his ability. So that's why I say this. He could come in. You don't give him the automatic starting because even though he may be right under that superstar threshold, I think him coming to the Vikings, he's still at that spot where it's like, hey, we're not just handing you this job now like we would a Joe Burrow. It's more of, hey, you come in, you're going to compete with JJ, but, obviously Kyler Murray's chances of beating JJ are pretty high. I mean, if he comes in, but there's still a competition there. Yeah, there's still a competition there, though. It still gives JJ McCarthy a chance to win the job because I want to keep that door open too with the option we bring in, So I'm with Kyler. I'm curious to hear who you think.
Well, if Kyler comes in, I think they're going to give him the start. But
automatic starter.
Yeah. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Kyler Murray. He's a very, very good quarterback. He's generally top 10 or better. When he's healthy and when he plays. Now, people in the chat keep harping O-line.
Yeah.
JJ had the problem with an injured O-line. Minnesota Vikings over since Childress was fired, basically the O-line play has gone down, especially once Zimmer, when Zimmer was hired, we thought we had the O-line locked, and then we had injuries and stuff, and it's never been good since.
Yeah.
Now we have a core that should improve when it comes to the O-line. Darisaw, Donovan Jackson. You have Will Fries, and then Brian O'Neill. Question is at center. Do we stick with Mr. Concussion, or do we go with Juergens or Brandell or somebody else?
Yeah.
Don't know. But either way, when it comes to the quarterback, you have a better O-line. So both should do better, whether it be the wee little one in Kyler Murray or JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Now, problem I have with Kyler Murray is his stature.
Don't tell me you like that other guy on this graphic, though, Luft. Don't do that.
Because short. Yeah. And I have a hard time with short NFL players.
Yeah.
It just seems wrong to me. He's going to be looking around. Now, he has the ability. That's what he made his money on, looking around players and moving so he has throwing lanes, but he can't see over it. Now,
right.
Give me a 6'6" quarterback. If JJ was 6'6", I'd be, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And so if we get him, I feel he's going to start, and it will be his job to lose. Now, JJ could win it. He's going to have to prove it. He's going to have to show that
which I think he should have to, right, Luff?
Right. Yeah. Now we'll get to some guys that JJ should get it no matter what.
Right. Which I don't want that to be the case, honestly. I think JJ, even though I'm a huge JJ fan and I love the kid, I want to see him succeed. after watching the season, although I walk away from it saying, hey, this kid has a bright future. This kid can be a star. Like once he gets it together, like we've seen it, right? We've seen flashes. I think it wasn't good enough though, to the point where we can just go into the season saying, hey, all we need is a comparable backup to come in. No, I think it's time to say, hey, we need to bring in a guy that can push JJ McCarthy to really have to compete in this summer. Like, I think that's fair. That's why I think the Kyler Murrays of the world. I'm not a fan of the Mac Jones, but the Kirk Cousins, the whole Kirk Cousins thing, Luft. Listen here, okay? Today irritated the hell out of me because it's starting to pick up steam. Now, I don't know. Usually they say where there's smoke, there's fire. Right now, this thing has been picking up some smoke more and more each day. This whole Kirk Cousins thing. I mean, he's getting asked about it at the Super Bowl and on Radio Row. Now, all of a sudden, these quote unquote insiders are coming out tweeting about it, saying, "Oh, the consensus, the whole around the league executives and these are saying that Kirk Cousins is possibly going to go." They're in agreements, both sides, and I'm like, please don't do this to me, Vikings. Please don't do this to me, man. I don't deserve this, Brad. Like, don't. How do you feel about that move?
I think it would be disastrous.
Man,
already I saw a tweet today saying JJ McCarthy has become the most controversial quarterback in Vikings history, surpassing Kirk Cousins.
I seen that. Yeah.
And you want to put both of them on the team together? No. This fan base would tear itself apart.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Man.
It's no. Now, I've seen everything you are probably close to everything you have about Kirk Cousins going to Minnesota, reunited with KOC. The Atlanta Falcons are going to release him, blah, blah, blah. They won't have to trade for him. He'll come up there and take he doesn't need to make money, so he'll take a small contract just to play and mentor young JJ.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, no, he won't. He'll come up here and demand at least $20 million for a year, if not more. Because he'll go, hey, CBS wants to hire me.
Yeah.
I'll go, okay, go to CBS. You're good calling plays. Being on TV last year. Go do that.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll take, a $10 million salary to back
like
up.
Sam Darnold did. No,
it's not going to happen.
Absolutely not.
And then you have all the fact that he's going to be 38.
Holy, 38? I didn't even know that. Holy.
Coming off the Achilles.
Now, 38 ain't old. No disrespect, OG. I know that sounds crazy saying that. Well, I'm almost 38. I'm right there.
No, I'm not saying it's old, but for a quarterback, it's old.
For football, it's old. Yeah. In football years.
Quarterbacks start to degrade around the age 35.
Yeah.
And that's without tearing their Achilles. The whole Tom Brady lasted till he was 40, whatever, was the aberration. And then Aaron Jones lasting that long, or not Aaron Jones, but Aaron Rodgers is an aberration. I did the research, most was right around 35. They start to decline. Sometimes it's earlier than that.
Yeah.
And so to think he's going to come back up and suddenly be, hey, I'm prime Kirk Cousins. No, he's not.
Love.
He couldn't even beat out Michael Penix.
Love. If Kirk Cousins comes back to this team, I promise you, I'm crashing out. I swear I'm crashing. I cannot deal with it. I just can't. I just cannot. This will be, bruh, the moment I see, if that news comes ticking across my screen, man, I'm going to be so furious. It's not going to make any sense.
We need to get on the show together.
Well, we will, because because it's deeper than just Kirk Cousins, the player, too. It's going to then, transfer my mind to, bro, this team, this organization doesn't give a damn about winning anything. Like they just don't. If whoever green lights that Kirk Cousins can come back, whether that's the Wilfs, if that's KOC, he needs to be fired immediately. I'm talking about immediately, man. Like for real. Like the Wilfs need to say, I dare you to make that move. Go ahead, I dare you. And when Kirk Cousins shows up, The Wolves need to pick up the phone and say, hey, we was waiting for you to do that. Get out of here. You know, your ass is done. Yeah, facts. Because that's moving backwards. I'd rather you get Gardner Minshew. You know what I mean? I'm being honest. You're talking about the same type of quarterback. You might as well just give me a new face at least where I can have some new hope. Because if we get Kirk Cousins, it's almost like I'm going to be going into the season knowing exactly what is going to happen. It's almost like it's not even worth watching. You already know what's going to happen.
Hey, we're not the only team that's quasi dreading it. San Francisco has been named as a possible landing spot for Kirk Cousins.
Where?
The Niners.
The Niners. Yeah. Well, yeah, because, I guess if Mac Jones leaves.
Well, if Mac Jones leaves, they'll bring in Kirk and he'll finally get his reunion with their coach, who's dreamed about having him forever.
But Brock Purdy's actually, Brock Purdy. I mean, I think Brock Purdy's actually played well enough in Shanahan's system. Obviously, they continue to get far in the playoffs each and every year that he's healthy. So, I mean, in my opinion, Kirk going to the San Francisco makes no sense. And you know what I would love to see? Send him to the Jets. Send him to the Jets. You know what I mean? Let's see if he can rejuvenate that franchise. Let's get the news. Shout out my mama. My mama a Jets fan. So, shout out to my mom. I can bug her at that point. Like, mama, y'all got a new quarterback, Kirk Cousins. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be great. Send him there. Send him there. Let him rejuvenate that franchise, man. The Jets need it. There you go. That sounds like a plan. But don't come here.
Who are we bringing in? People talk about trade for Mac Jones. Mac Jones is no. Yeah, he's dollar store Kirk Cousins.
Thank you. I do not want Mac Jones, man. When people say, "Oh, Mac Jones," I'm like, really? Like, you're getting excited about bringing in Mac Jones? Like, come on. To me, it's like I'd rather watch.
And what they're asking for him is ridiculous, or that proposed trade. Yeah.
I'd rather watch JJ take this franchise and crash and burn it before I have to watch Mac Jones go out there each and every Sunday. I'd rather JJ McCarthy crash this damn thing, man. Like, for real. I'm just being serious.
27.
Thank you. That makes way more sense because Mac Jones ain't gonna do you nothing, man. Like, that's gonna be a waste of time. I don't even want to watch it. I'm being real. I'm being picky this year, Luft. Like, I'm being real critical on this football team. We have a coach that said, young quarterbacks don't fail organizations. Organizations fail young quarterbacks. I'm holding him to that, Luft. He's lied to us multiple times. And guess what? We're staying quiet right now. We keep talking about these quarterbacks that we're going to bring in and all this. We're going to let him hang himself with the rope. Let's see what he does. He better do the right thing.
What do you think about Tua?
Hell no! Come on. Do you like Tua, Love? You like Tua?
Oh. We talk about concussions. No.
Imagine, just think about that. And I don't want to joke. I hate to joke about it because it is serious. It is a serious matter. But just think about Tua the quarterback and Kelly the center.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about a recipe for disaster right there. I mean, come on.
And I don't think Tua would accept coming to Minnesota, whether they asked for him or not, because we'd get a midweek report of Tua's just put on the injured reserve list for his 8th concussion, but it wasn't on the field.
Oh, man.
It wasn't on the field. Where was it? It happened in the hallway of Egan TCO. He passed Brian Flores in the hallway.
And Brian Flores knocked him out. Yeah, for real. And that's the good thing that I don't think we'll get to it. Brian Flores is saving us from getting to it. Shout out Brian Flores, for sure. Shout out to B-Flow. Shout out to B-Flow.
But to me, this all comes down to this season coming up. I hope JJ McCarthy takes all the steps and becomes a super stud that we all think he can be and that we want him to be.
Yeah.
But this season rests squarely on one person's shoulders. Kevin O'Connell. It's make or break for him.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out. He's got.
So what is break for you?
Well, one, he's got to choose the right quarterback, develop the quarterbacks. He's got to win games, and he's got to win at least one playoff game. Minimum to be even considered not to be fired.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that.
Minimum.
Yeah.
How many
I'm there.
coaches go beyond 5 years without getting to a Super Bowl, much less without winning a playoff?
It seems like only one. And he's our coach. You know, it seems like only one. Seems like every other organization knows to get him out of there. You know, we're the only one that holds on to shit like, nah, you know what? Let's give him another year. Why not? You know, we did the same thing with Kirk. One more time, 6 times the charm. 7 times.
I argued that Zimmer should be given just that one more chance until it was too late for Zimmer.
Zimmer was sick of this shit. To me, I feel like Zimmer was just sick of that bullshit.
Everybody was done.
Yeah. Zimmer was like, man, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done.
But the whole Mike had gone those first. We're going into year 5, and he still hadn't won a Super Bowl. And people were, whether he should keep him a 6 year, blah, blah, blah. And we ended up keeping him a 6 year, and it, all imploded. But Mike Zimmer won playoff games.
Yeah.
KOC has not won any. So
exactly. And you can't, and we can't use the defense as an excuse, because here's the thing. KOC has Brian Flores as his defensive coordinator. Lucky him. Lucky him. Hey, look, man, there's no more excuses here, KO. Like the reason we're not winning is obvious. It's your offense. Like, for real. It's your offense. It's your play calling. Now, I know you can get into the weeds with the play calling, and you can make arguments about, well, it was the right thing to do here and maybe here and this, that, and the third. That's cool. But I think overall, he's making too many mistakes.
Yeah.
He's calling in the wrong play too many times.
Whether it's,
not sticking to the run.
Well, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And the run, you can get explosive plays in the run, KOC. Trust me, I know you love explosive plays. I do too. You can get them in the run as well.
And you can get a running back this year to do it for you.
O-line. It's the excuses, like Mary says, are gone. It's all on KOC. He's got to put up, or he'll be gone after 2026. So we know there's going to be some definitive answer. We're either going to have a great season, go far in the playoffs, hopefully to the Super Bowl, hopefully win the Super Bowl. What a great story that would be. They haven't been there in 50 years, and they go back and win their first one.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be, it's Black Monday. KOC is fired. Will he get picked up elsewhere? Probably. All right, good. We're moving on.
Yeah, man. I'll pull up some of these comments. Y'all drop y'all comments down there. Let's see what we're talking about here. Let's see if we got any questions left or anything. Todd, shout out Todd. Todd said, Pop said Arch Manning in 27. I like that. Okay, I like that.
One of the top prospects.
And I feel like that's Kevin O'Connell. You talk about a Kevin O'Connell guy, man. Kevin O'Connell probably creaming in his pants watching somebody like Arch. Do you like Arch Manning? I mean, I'm not like a huge fan. I think he still has to.
I watched him when I was down in Texas, and they'd show it on ABC every once in a while, which was rare because mostly it's locked up on private TV. But it was no, I liked him.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I think he could be good. He's doing the right thing by staying in college and making sure that he
making
gets all
$7 million this year.
Yeah, true.
But he's doing the right thing because he wasn't ready to come out. Now, if he would have come out, he'd probably been pick number 1. But
yeah, Nor said Kirk has never given anyone a discount. That's a fact. And then Philly followed it up with Kirk's agent is getting money off a team. Yeah, no, facts. He'll get that money.
Kirk's agent's the best agent that ever represented anybody in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. He can get me and you a job right now in the NFL. Guaranteed money, like, damn. If I have a son, I know hopefully he's still alive or he teaches somebody else under him the tactics, because we're using him as an agent. I'll tell you that right now. Shout out Cringe in the building. Appreciate you, Cringe. Mary said, that will make me so mad. Can't stand the thought of it. Talking about Kirk Cousins coming back to this team. I'm with you, Queen Mary. Oh, man. That'd be a disaster. Baba Fajab said, B Flow, next head coach incoming. How you feel about that, Luft? Do you think, like, because we talk about KOC getting out of the door if he doesn't do X, Y, and Z, do you believe that it's set up for B Flow to just slide right in and take over that head coaching job?
At least it's interim. If KOC gets fired mid-season,
yeah, of course, yeah, B Flow, absolutely, B Flow's
going to be interim.
Yeah, but like past that though, past the interim, because at the end of the day,
it's possible.
Because I think he's proven. I feel like if there is any opportunity for B Flow to get a head coaching job, and I stated this when we extended him, I felt like there were some background conversations that had to have been had where it's like, listen, you see what's going on here. Like, you absolutely should have gotten offered one of these jobs this year, and you didn't. There's a reason for that, and we don't have to get into details. I think everybody knows why. And the Wills media said, look, we're in a situation right now, though. We believe in you. We love you because we're around you. We can relate to you. We're good. We're letting you know right now that we're in a situation where if this guy does not perform, guess what? It's easy transition. You're already the highest paid defensive coordinator in history, right?
In history,
in history, shout out B Flow. Like, he breaking records out here.
Offense or defense.
Let's go. Breaking records. Hey, slide him right into the head coach. You're paying him as such anyways. So why not? I think it'll be good.
The Wilf sort of did that with Childress. Once Childress was fired, they brought in oh, come on, David. It's right there in my head, and then it disappears.
Drop it in the chat, y'all. When Childress got fired, who'd they bring in?
Leslie Frazier.
Oh yeah, Frazier.
And Leslie, great guy, absolutely wonderful, good defensive coordinator. Hell, freaking invented the Tampa 2.
Yeah,
he perfected it. And Childress was an asshole controller. Pardon my French. Mm-hmm. And players didn't like him. He got fired. You go with the opposite, the players coach. Leslie Frazier was the players coach. And that failed afterwards.
Yeah.
So KOC is considered more of a players coach. B Flow obviously is not. He's not that warm, fuzzy feeling, kumbaya type coach. So it'd be just the opposite. Whether they would get him or keep him, I don't know. That would be up to whoever the new GM is that we talked about earlier.
B Flow, that's funny. You're all the way right about that. And when the guy Pettin went on the podcast and kind of threw B Flow under the bus in a way, oh, I can't work with that guy, this, that, and the third. It's an extension to what happened in Miami because, all that stuff came out about B Flow in Miami. You had players coming out, you had assistant coaches coming out talking about it and things, just how he carried himself and how he operated. Now, I'm not opposed to it. Like, I'm okay with the no BS concept. Hey, look, although we're all grown in here, there needs to be somebody to drag their nuts. And that person is me. All right. So, like, listen, this is what we're doing, and this is how we're doing it. If you don't like it, the door's right there. Like, I feel like there needs to be that sometimes, especially in a game of football, because that's what I'm used to. I feel like most of the coaches I had coming up, especially my basketball coach, bro, it was no BS. Like, I'm used to a coach really having authority. See, that's what I think of when you think about a head coach. Now, it seems like what Kevin O'Connell is more of a friend, right? It's more of the, hey, I'm your buddy. We can go to lunch after practice and hang out. You bring your wife, I'm gonna bring mine type shit. And I don't think that really works, when it comes to getting respect in the building. So to me, it's like, hey, some players are going to be mad. Not all players can deal with the B Flow, but that's fine. You got to wean them out and get the players that can, get the dogs that can, the ones that understand, like, hey, we're not here to be friends. We're here to win a Super Bowl, baby. I'm not trying to be a friend.
90 players when you're starting preseason. Not all of them have the same personalities, so they're all driven differently. Some
Yeah.
like to be yelled at to be motivated. Others will go and cry if you yell at them, and they want to be cuddled instead.
Yeah.
So you've got to have a team more accustomed to, if B flow is going to be more the demanding drill sergeant type, you've got to have players that can deal with the demanding drill sergeant type, then need the warm cuddly type.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a transition, but no matter what type of leader you have, he's got to be consistent.
Yes.
You can deal with consistency. You can deal with a consistent jerk as long as he's consistent.
Yeah.
You know where he's coming from.
Right.
When he says do something, you know there's a reason why. He'll explain it later. Blah, 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 blah. You do it.
Don't question it. Yeah.
Right. Well, you can question it afterwards, but just, do it. But don't undermine him. There's a reason. Now, if you're not consistent, you're giving mixed signals. Oh, this player can go out and spend all night partying and say his phone suddenly shut off, battery died, so he didn't make practice.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to treat that player? Well, it's the star, so we're going to let him go.
Like Jordan Addison.
Or is it the bottom of the roster dude and up? No, you're on an airplane and back going home. You're no longer on the team.
Right.
It's how that goes across. You've got to be consistent.
Yeah.
If Addison misses practice, well, he's suspended for the first quarter of the game. All right. So he's suspended for the first quarter of the game. Was that the correct choice? It's debatable.
Yeah.
There's other ways to punish players than just have them sit when they're obviously needed for the game. But you've got to treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
Unless there's mitigating circumstances. And if there is mitigating circumstances, you explain to everybody else, this is the mitigating circumstance. I made this decision instead. But you can have successful coaches from both sides of the house. We'll see.
Yeah.
Team to flip-flop. They'll go from soft and cuddly to hardcore.
Man, it's gonna be a fun off season, to say the least. I'm excited. We talked about a lot of it, where I'm ready to see what this team does. I'm ready to see the moves that are going to be made, whether that's the quarterback, whether that's who are we drafting in the first round. I just think there's a lot of uncertainty with this team, which I didn't expect. Going into last season, I expected this team to be more like, I don't know, I just felt like going into this offseason, I felt like we would be more at ease of knowing the direction this team's going, knowing kind of where we're at. Are we competitive? And we have some building blocks when you're talking about the quarterback, you're talking about this, that, and the third. And I feel like we're almost like a damn expansion team. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like we're a damn expansion team. Luft. Like, I don't know where the hell we going. Like, for real, I don't.
Well, when Kwesi and KOC were hired, what was the plan? When did they expect the Super Bowl window to be open?
To me, I feel like where this is where I was at with it, Luft, is when we brought them in, right? I don't feel like we were ready to win right away. Did you feel like that? Did you feel like the roster was ready to win?
That first year was obviously the experiment. The Wolf said, no, you get rid of nobody. You're going to keep the same people that Zim had, and we're going to see.
Which is unfair, in my opinion.
Which is, we're going to see if it was Zim and Spielman's problem and not the player's problem. Yeah. And that obviously proved to be the case.
Right.
But we always heard there's going to be a buildup, and the Super Bowl window would open in 26 because we'd get our new quarterback a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He'd develop. We build up the roster. They'd develop. They'd all be in their prime, and it'd be 26.
Yeah.
And then last year we thought, oh man, we're good to go. We're golden. We finished 14 wins the season before. We're going to go in with new JJ McCarthy. It's going to look great. And we went 9-8. And it was a bad 9-8 because we had to win the last 5.
Yeah. You're right. There's different ways to cut that 9-8, and we weren't on the good side of 9-8. You do got a point there because we did have to finish out which is very hard in the NFL. We did it though, which was surprising.
But after all the hype that we got in the preseason, and the hype came from beat writers, that JJ looks great. He's not missed a pass. He's doing fantastic. Get all our hypes up.
Yeah.
And then boom, bad 3 quarters, great 4th quarter. Yes, we're there. And then the next bad game and an injury, and then blah, blah, blah. And all of it went.
So my thing, Luft, is where, now that I think about it real quick, and I know we've been on for an hour and 17 minutes. I don't want to hold you up too much longer here. But real quick, I'm just curious, right? Where did all this come from? Because didn't we finish the season strong? I mean, we won 5 in a row, right?
Yeah, we did.
Like, where's all of this slander and all of this hate? You would think that if we won 5 in a row, at the same time, the quarterback looked good. I know he got hurt. What was that? What game was that?
With his hand.
Yeah, that was the Giants game. That he hit his hand, which was week 16. I think that was week 16. And then he didn't play the last game, right? Did he play, or did he play the last game?
He played.
He played. So he finished out the season. Why do I feel like he got taken out or got hurt or something in one of the games? Maybe. But my point is this, right? He played all the last 5.
Right.
And he played good. This is where all Vikings fans are leaning on. Hey, JJ looked good to end the season. Where is all this hate and BS coming from? Because most of the time you would say, okay, well, hey, he finished out the season good. We're going into the off season. It looks like we got us a guy, right? I mean, and the reason why I asked that, Luff, is because
it's the box score people that watch the box scores.
See, the same people that think Kirk Cousins it wasn't a legend, the same people that believe Kirk Cousins was a legend because they're box score watchers. Stop watching the box scores. Like you need to watch the game. Yeah, watch the game. You know what I mean? Like that's what I be trying to tell people with Kirk Cousins. Like, watch the football game. Quit looking at, quit Googling Vikings versus Lions score and then going and looking at that and thinking that you saw what happened out there, because that's not the case. Got to stop doing that. Watch the game, man. We got a quarterback. I mean, he does have to do better, but we got a quarterback.
Darth Narcivius was correct. JJ took himself out after the first pass of the second half.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
And it was because the fracture in his hand.
Because the hand, the fracture. Yep. Mm-hmm. So he tried to play through the injury, at least. Tried to show his toughness, but
Thank you, Norse Face.
Yeah, appreciate that. No, I know Norse because he's going hard with JJ McCarthy. He believes in the kid like me and you do. But I mean, I think the reality, even if you're a fan of him, hey, we deserve better. Forget it, man. I mean, as Vikings, let's just call it for what it is. As Vikings fans, we just deserve better. Like, when are we going to get it right? When
are we're now the laughing stock of the NFL.
Yeah. When
we have rarely been the laughing stock of the NFL. That's reserved for the Jets and the Browns and Chicago and Detroit even. We shouldn't be. We've never seemed to be.
Yeah, there he said the last game was Brosmer. That's what it was. Okay. I was trying to think, because I was like, dang, didn't he miss the last? So he did miss that, and it was Brosmer, which we ain't even got to talk about that. All right. See, and real quick though, when you watch Brosmer, now you watch that for a full season, you walk away from the season saying, oh, hell nah, boy, we done messed up over here. We do not have a quarterback. We need to be calling every quarterback that's available to come in. When you watch Brosmer play, there's a difference. All right. See, you can watch Brosmer and then watch JJ and now compare those two and ask yourself, hey, which one do you, man, look, Brosmer, holy. And I like the kid. I think the story was good. If it would have worked out, it would have been an amazing story. Hey, Minnesota Golden Gopher. But it's not. I'm sorry. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over with. It's over with. So what you got going on, Luft, for the remainder of the week? Let the people know what they can catch you on this week. I know you stay busy, so you always got something.
Oh, yes. We got a recorded episode of the Real Forno show that will premiere tomorrow night at its normal time.
Okay.
Why is it recorded? We recorded it this morning because right now Tyler is in midair flying to Arizona so he can go on vacation and visit the in-laws.
Okay.
Then on Sunday, we have 2 old bloggers, myself and Darren Campbell.
So real quick, Luft, I've been seeing 3 old bloggers a couple times, man. What's going on, man?
We have a third. Not he doesn't qualify, quote, as a blogger.
Okay.
Quote. Darren and I started off writing.
Okay.
Both of us almost 3 decades ago. Darren had 3 different blogs that he wrote on. I had 3 plus that I wrote on before we went to the visual. The visual started when it was actually me and Drewster was the first ones to do it. And then we had Ted Glover join us, and we were Good Morning Gallahorn. That lasted for a few years. And they got frustrated. It was the end of Zimmer. I understand that. So Darren and I, who had known each other for years, decided to team up, and we've now done 2 old bloggers for over 5 years now, together. And we just take our OG wisdom of watching this team for forever. I'm slightly older than Darren is. And we put it together, and it happens. Now, the third old blogger, as you're referring to, is Drew Bunting. We hired Drew Bunting as a free agent this last season. He does our Inside the Numbers segment.
Nice.
For the pregame. When we do that.
Now, is he still doing the Drew and Ted show as well? Or
that show's retired.
Okay.
And then Drew will be on for a few special events in the off season, but he's basically for the regular season.
Got you. Okay.
I love having Drew.
Yeah, me too. I mean, no, he definitely adds value to the show as well. You know, you and Darren are great, and that's a great show. That's my favorite show on the channel, to be honest with you. But you know, hey, adding him is obviously that was a good move. Good move.
I like having a little bit of comedy in it, and Drew adds that.
Yep. Great move. So all right, so you got that, and then what? And real quick, chat. I know most of you guys know this, but like when it comes to the draft process on the horizon, the draft on the horizon, man, Tyler and Luft, I mean, they go through it, and he really breaks. I mean, because he's at the Senior Bowl. Is he going to the Combine this year?
No, he's not going to the Combine, at least that I'm aware of.
Okay.
He's going to eventually get there.
But one thing you can't deny is that guy does his homework for sure.
He's A-to-Z's draft expert as well as the Vikings beat writer.
Yeah.
That he does. He's working on his big board. I think he's got maybe.
Doesn't he do like the 100? Doesn't he do like 100 players usually?
He does 100 to 150.
Yeah.
That he'll break down. And he will not grade anybody that he doesn't watch. So anybody that's on his grades is watched. And he's brought into a Reefs consensus big board. He's one of the guys that what he does is valued enough to reach that level. Yeah. And he does a pretty good job. I'm behind. I've got about, I think, 3 videos worth of stuff to edit to get in, to get out on just SKOL searches. And our SKOL searches are where we're looking at individual players.
Yeah. Which is a great segment over there on First and SKOL. So make sure y'all over there tap it in to learn about these players that we see. Shout out Todd. He said, I love the hat, Raw. Hey, we got to get Norse to send you a Norse. You know what to do, Norse. Send it. But yeah, no, great segment over there. So y'all heard it. Make sure y'all go tap in over there, show some love as y'all do all the time. Anyway, I see a ton of y'all in the chat when I'm over there.
A lot of the same.
Anyways. Yeah, we got the same family, you know. Hey, it is. Hey, that's what I like. We got the same family. So, and I look forward to it. You know, hopefully Norse, we set something. Luft, we set something up. I'm thinking about Norse. He's like, hey, I know a guy. Hey, there you go, Norse. Send it. But hopefully we get it. Hopefully we get it set up where I come over there again, because I always enjoy being over there. I just feel real cozy over there on First and SKOL. You know, feels real cozy, the graphics and all that good stuff. And real quick, I want to make a joke. As y'all noticed the thumbnail, I told Luft this. I was trying to, put his little touch on it. You know how he does like his thumbnails are very, very fire, first of all, but it's them, right? It's Luft. He put his magic touch on it because it's the kind of comic, I call it comic, like the comic look, So I tried to add a little touch to this thumbnail since I was having you on tonight. So I tried, I mean, not quite you, but it is what it is, man. I tried. But we appreciate you guys. Y'all make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you forgot. I know sometimes it's easy to forget, but make sure you hit the like button because it will push it in the algorithm. Wipe your feet at the door, because one thing for sure, and I'll end it on this, is people like me, people like Luft that run shows, there is a point in time where when there's a lot of things, and I've said this before, when the NFL is doing certain things and they're pushing something, they tend to bury us content creators, that aren't main media. So how we fight that and how we kind of eliminate that barrier is you guys actually hitting the like button, even on the replay, going and comment and SKOL. You don't even have to put SKOL. It don't matter. Put FU rap. I don't like it. I don't care what you put something. You know what I mean? That's how we combat that, because they will bury us, man. They try to.
Or share it with your friends or your enemies. Hey,
even better.
I said FTP tonight. Share with your favorite Packer fan.
There you go, man.
They'll love it.
Tell them to F off. You know what I mean? With a cheese curd. Hey, but we appreciate you guys. We love you, and we will see y'all next time. Holla at your boy. Shout out to OGs in the building. Let's go.